Untitled project. From the very beginning, the story of humanity has been one of survival, love, and transformation. We are the species that learns, adapts, and rebuilds, no matter how many times the world tries to break us. Every era, every civilization, every life has been shaped by the same invisible force, the secret strength of humanity. It's the power that rises in the darkest moments, the whisper that tells us to keep going when everything seems lost. It's what makes us hold on, rebuild, love, and evolve. Today, on Mindful Wanderer, Nature, Travel and Meditation, we journey deep into the heart of the human spirit, to uncover how we survive, how we love, and how we continue to evolve in ways that science can measure, but only the soul can truly understand. Human history began not with weapons, but with hands reaching for warmth. Long before we built cities, we gathered around fires, shared food, and looked to the stars with curiosity. Our ancestors faced ice ages, famine, storms, and endless uncertainty, yet they survived, not because they were the strongest, but because they cared for one another. Love was humanity's first invention. Before language, before religion, before history, there was connection, the simple, sacred act of one life reaching toward another. A mother holding her child. A hunter sharing food with the tribe. A friend standing beside another in danger. That's where our true strength began, not in dominance, but in compassion. As the centuries unfolded, this compassion became the foundation of every culture, every nation, every home. We learned to build shelters, plant seeds, and paint stories on stone. Every heartbeat of progress came from the same impulse, to protect, to nurture, to understand. We didn't just evolve biologically, we evolved emotionally. We learned empathy, cooperation, and creativity. We discovered that survival was not just about staying alive, it was about staying human. Because what is survival without love? What is strength without kindness? What is evolution without understanding who we are? The secret strength of humanity is not in our muscles or machines, it's in our resilience. Throughout history, we've faced disasters that could have erased us, plagues, wars, droughts, earthquakes, and floods. And yet, each time, we've emerged stronger, wiser, and more united. When the Black Death swept across Europe, people built hospitals and studied medicine. When cities fell to ruin, we created art that spoke of hope. When the world went silent, we sang louder. In every tragedy, we found renewal. That is the rhythm of humanity: fall, rise, evolve. But where does this strength come from? It comes from our ability to feel deeply. Pain, joy, grief, love, emotions are not weaknesses. They are the engines of transformation. A broken heart teaches us compassion. Loss reminds us of the value of life. Failure becomes the soil from which wisdom grows. We are not perfect, and we were never meant to be. Our flaws are not mistakes, they are the cracks that let empathy and light come through. Humanity's greatest power is not control, it's connection. We are the only species that builds communities based on shared dreams, shared suffering, and shared hope. Every invention, every discovery, every revolution was born from one idea: we can do better. When humans looked at the night sky, we didn't just see stars, we saw possibilities. When we looked at one another, we didn't just see strangers, we saw reflections of ourselves. That recognition, that we belong to something larger, is what keeps us alive. Think of the times you've seen humanity at its best. When disaster strikes, strangers rush to help. When fear spreads, kindness follows. When the world feels divided, one act of love can heal hearts across oceans. Even in our most chaotic moments, there is an undercurrent of goodness that never dies. It's quiet, but it's there, in nurses working through the night, in teachers who believe in every child, in ordinary people doing extraordinary things simply because they care. That is the true strength of humanity. Our evolution is not just physical, it's spiritual. We've learned to build machines that can think, but we still long for peace that only the heart can give. We've mapped the universe, but we still search for meaning. We've conquered distance, but we still ache for connection. Perhaps evolution isn't about becoming more powerful, it's about becoming more aware. Aware of our impact, our unity, our shared breath with every creature on Earth. We are evolving from survival to consciousness. From competition to compassion. From fear to understanding. That is the next step in human evolution, awakening. Our survival also depends on remembering where we came from, the Earth itself. We are not separate from nature, we are born of it. Every beat of our hearts echoes the rhythm of the planet. The oxygen in our lungs was created by forests. The salt in our blood once belonged to the sea. Yet, in forgetting this connection, we've endangered both ourselves and our home. The climate crisis, the loss of species, the exhaustion of resources, these are not separate issues. They are reflections of a single truth: when we forget the Earth, we forget who we are. But humanity's story is never one of despair, it's one of awakening. All over the world, people are remembering. Communities are healing forests, restoring oceans, protecting wildlife. We are learning again that the secret to survival is not domination, but harmony. To love is to evolve. Every generation carries the same longing, to build a better world for the next. It's why parents sacrifice for their children. It's why inventors create, why artists dream, why leaders rise. Even when humanity stumbles, love keeps pulling us forward. It's invisible, but it's the most powerful force on earth. It moves through every act of courage, every moment of forgiveness, every heartbeat that refuses to give up. The strength of humanity is the strength of the heart. Every person alive carries that strength, including you. When you comfort a friend, you are continuing an ancient story. When you choose kindness over anger, you are shaping the future. When you hope, even after disappointment, you are proving what makes us human. We are not defined by what breaks us, but by what we build after. We are the species that begins again. And maybe that is the secret we've been searching for all along. Not that we are the most intelligent or the most powerful, but that we are the most enduring. We love, we heal, we rise. We are humanity. Every sunrise is proof that we are still here. Still learning. Still trying. Still believing. The secret strength of humanity is not hidden in our DNA, or written in our technology. It lives in the simple things: a hand reaching out, a word of kindness, a song sung in the dark. Because as long as we keep loving, we will keep evolving. And as long as we keep evolving, there will always be hope. This is the story of who we are. This is the story of how we survive, how we love, and how we evolve.